Welcome, everybody. We're going to do a series about crystals. Crystals. Everybody asks me about crystals, and crystals have been important in my life for at least 35, 40 years. So we're going to do a series and talk about the crystals and the meanings and what they can be used for, as well as, like where they're from and all these things about our beautiful, beautiful planet. And we are going to talk about the energies of the crystals and all kinds of stuff. So I'm happy to be here with you today, and I'm glad we're going to have some fun on this. This is going to be so much fun. My name is Melissa, and I will be your spiritual tour guide today. First off, I work out of my home office right outside of Sedona, Arizona, and I travel a lot for work, and I get to take crystals wherever I go and work with crystals and energy healing. And so I just have bowls of crystals everywhere, and I have a crystal grid outside to work with in the mornings and the evenings when I'm meditating and holding the light. And crystals, I think, are more involved in our lives than we know. Quartz crystals. Sometimes they have like little pieces inside. I don't really have one in front of me. It has inclusions inside is what it's called. When there are little different colorings and different waves inside of the crystal, it's called inclusions. Crystal. I'm going to show you my biggest, most amazing crystal that I talk to all the time for many years that I named Harvey. Sometimes when I'm connecting to the universe and connecting with the cosmos, or connecting with a friend of mine who has a crystal shop, has a couple now, in Jerome and in Sedona and then in Cottonwood. And I think in Arkansas as well. Crystals can help us communicate with the matrices of the earth, the light matrix of the earth. And, I think they're around us more than we know. The crystals are. Like they're in our phones and they're in our radios and things like that. They're in a lot of our technology, and we could be using the crystals for free energy, but we haven't got to that point yet, and maybe we will. But that's a Tesla thing where he knew a long time ago, where maybe someone else did too. Maybe the Egyptians knew about that, but the energy and the electricity and things like that could be helped along and possibly cheaper with crystals. So here's some small crystal points. Tiny crystals. Lots of crystals. Quartz crystal. One of my very favorite ones I got in Arkansas. So I was in Eureka Springs. And this would be kind of a milky quartz because you can't really see through it. It's not really polished up. The inclusions are on the outside. These are other minerals that are in the crystal, within the bed of the crystal. But this is one of my favorites, and sometimes I'll pray with it or drive with it. Like if I'm driving across the country or I'm driving to go work in different places. As you know, sometimes I go do retreats and go do readings and tours in different states and cities. And Arkansas just happens to be one of my favorite ones. And I was in Arkansas quite a few years ago. And we went in a crystal shop, and they had mined this from Arkansas, which in Arkansas, there's this big spread of land that is the biggest crystal deposit in the world. And so underneath the earth, there are many crystals, many crystals in Arkansas. By hot springs and Eureka Springs through the Ozark areas, crystals, quartz crystal. And again, I think there are many uses for crystals. So we had to start with this one because without the mother of all crystals, we wouldn't have ever really noticed in geology the different minerals that pull the crystals together and form them into crystals. This is one of my favorites. And then sometimes I use this one when I'm doing divine counterpart readings or twin flame readings, because it has two points. Crystals. There are so many examples of crystals. Crystals are known for enhancing everything, enhancing the energies, And when the crystal's clear, sometimes we can hear inside our hearts, our minds, body, spirit, soul hearts, our cosmic heart, some information, answers, understanding from the universe, from the earth. And so some of these crystals take, millions of years to form. And in our actual matrices or matrices is plural, of our actual earth, the physical plane, these crystals can hold the light and bring us up in consciousness and hold us up in that higher consciousness, as well as help bring up our technology and all kinds of stuff. It just is an amazing thing, crystals. So people use the Lemurian seed crystals or recorders. They all have stripes on them. Strips. Let's see if I can see it. Here's one where there's a particular frequency in these quartz crystals that hold the frequencies of Lemuria, which would be our peaceful, balanced, harmonious template that we've ever had. Consciousness, a piece of consciousness. There are many different angles and aspects and pieces, and you can tell if a crystal is masculine or feminine by the way it's formed, and the points are formed, and it's pretty groovy. And we're just going to do just a little reading with a quartz crystal. I'm going to use that one from Arkansas that I love. And sometimes if you don't have a crystal with you, you could look it up on a picture and feel the energy as well. If you would like to feel the energy, or search through crystals and figure out what resonates with you. If you're starting to get into crystals and kind of looking into the stones and the crystals and what they mean and all those things. So each crystal has a matrix in them with different minerals and different molecular structure. And that is what's around us unseen as well. And some of the minerals in the crystals can help shift our bodies or our minds or spirit or soul into recognition and enhance our experiences. Again, that's when the crystals are cleared, and it's a good idea to, you can put your crystals out on the patio, on the porch, on the windowsill, and have the moon energy cleanse the crystals. You can bless them with kind of like some kind of holy water for the crystals. I love salt. I love Himalayan salt. There's something about salt that's always very cleansing in every way for me. So I have little bowls of salt around the house and ask, in my work and prayers, that the energy is cleansed and cleared in the house with these bowls of salt, right? Again, I'll show you the bowl of salt that I have crystals piled into. Cleansing. They're all cleansing. Cleansing because the salt is about up to here. And then the crystals, I put the different types of crystals in to cleanse and clear. And that energy can kind of help pull out any shadow, any darker, lower energies out of the matrix of the energetic structure, molecular structure, and get it ready for being whole, just like we're working on in our world. We're working on healing and being better tomorrow than we were today and all those things. And that's what the cleansing of the crystals is like for them. There's different frequencies in all of the different stones and crystals of all over the world. And it holds in things sometimes, but it also, I think we are working on marrying science and spirit, where science would be physical, a physical crystal, and understanding how we can utilize it better. So with spirit and the unseen around us. So I'm just going to do a little bit of bring a message. I'm bringing a message from Gaia, Mother Earth, about the awakenings and the things that we are awakening to. And some of us are just drawn to crystals. I have people ask me about different kinds of crystals all the time. And we were, since I'm in Sedona, we were on Ultimate Vortex Tours, which is, I'm a tour guide now. Sometimes. And so sometimes on the ultimate tour, that means we get to go all over town and feel all the different energies of vortexes and the different energies and vibes of the earth the rocks here in Sedona hold a certain frequency and hold certain points in them where there's energy vortexes, right? And part of this is for all of us that live here that are spiritual based. There are many stores with crystals and healers and people that came here to help heal this earth and help walk us through this awakening and this ascension time. And so we were shopping, and on the ultimate tours, I'm like, you might want to check out some crystals. So we actually go outside and go for walks and take lots of pictures, and on the tours and the energy tours, the vortex tours that I get to do. And I get to do them in other cities and states too. And I'm always trying to find the little crystal shop in different places as well. So it's almost like my life is an ultimate vortex tour with crystals and readings. It's a little bit funny, but way of life. So we were at one of the crystal shops, and then we went to another one on one of the ultimate vortex tours. So we had several days where this group was in town, and we were doing several days of tours. And we went to different crystal shops, and they asked me what's a good crystal to hold and work with for things like cancer or opening up your throat chakra or depression or all kinds of things. So I was like, here's this one and here's this one. And oh, that's, naming different crystals. And one of the people turned to me and said, do you know all of the crystals? You know all of the meanings? And I'm like, well, it's a 40-year tour for me, with the crystals, because many, many years ago, my mom gave me a couple of crystals. She gave me some fluorite and some quartz crystal pieces and a couple of more over the years. I still have the ones she gave me when it might have been in junior high or high school. And so I would put them next to the bed and sleep with them. And I just had an affinity for crystals all these years, and it never stopped and became part of my life path. So no, I do not know all crystals, and I'm still learning, and I love it. But it's just been, at the top of my list for so many years to be involved in, immersed in. And it's part of my art, my creativity as well, with some of the crystal grids and things like that I love to build. One time I built, it was Christmas, and I lived in South Texas, and I was just by myself that year, and I was having a blast. And I built a crystal grid with all my crystals that I could find in the house, which were a lot. Put them all over the entire living room. And it took me hours and hours and hours to set it up just right and put these over here and this energy coming this way. And I was just talking to God, talking to Source, and building crystal grids. So that's part of my art, part of my cosmic soul song, my starseed soul song, heart and art and creativity. All of us can use crystals for all kinds of different reasons, and holding these energies, these frequencies that were within each rock, each crystal, and cleansing and clearing ourselves, we might have enhanced and uplifted energies. And that could just be wildly positive for our creativity and art. Pretty cool. So Gaia, Mother Earth, is saying we are working on big layers of some of the divine feminine energies right now, working on meaning clearing and realigning. And all of us are being realigned in our earth bodies, our earth physical, and in ways that we have not been for tens of thousands of years. And so she will be able to talk to you in many ways, like when you are out in nature and see the animals. And like here in Arizona, we have a lot of rocks around us. And where I'm from, where I grew up in Oklahoma, close to the Arkansas border, there's so many beautiful trees and hills and waters and crystals and rocks in different ways. They're just different. And you can feel the energy of her, she says. And she just wants you to know that we are doing very well on our journey. And she says, as we wake up and more people are enjoying their crystals, It's going to be really fun. It's like an adventure to learn about them and to touch each one and things like that and know maybe how to utilize them, or just it feels good in your hand. And didn't have to have big meaning. You don't have to be like me or anyone else. Just the beauty and the truth in the crystals connects us with the earth star. And she's saying she's very well working on that ascension or ascended and she's helping humanity. And I am saying thank you for nourishing us and loving us and helping us breathe and helping us know what the next steps are to help our world, help the earth, stay in freedom and love and joy and clean it up and take care of our lives and our children for all the generations to come. And she's saying, we are working on it. It's almost like she says we're having many processes in the energies of all people, because we are all connected to her, the earth. She's saying, watch the earth and source light as we imagine being above our heads, high frequency, up high. We imagine it being up in the heavens, up. She says, watch how that connection, source and earth, the cosmic heart of the earth, are going to be connected more, and we're going to feel it and we're going to understand it more. And she says that science marrying spirit is going to become so much fun for all of humanity, because we're going to learn more and more and more how things work in different ways and become more free in our everyday lives. Our daily lives are going to be more harmonious, and we're just going to become smarter too. So she says, if you choose to ever work with any crystals, she will help you, and you can ask her any crystals at all. Any crystals, she's the one that forms them. And she says, remember to see the beauty in this earth. We're late. We're going to work, trying to figure out gas prices. We're trying to figure out those people over there. Are they at war? Are they going to be at war with us? And she says, just remember to commune with the earth and recognize the beauty in the earth and in just small ways, small moments. And that'll connect you and put you back into alignment, into your highest good, higher self. She says, watch, it'll become stronger and stronger and stronger. And I want you all to look in the mirror and at each other and recognize the beautiful energy as your crystalline bodies are aligning in your light, your pure divine light, and your soul song in your heart. And she says, I can help if you would like, and I'll talk to any of you that would like that. And she says, keep cleaning up the planet and keep cleaning up your own energy forms. And you've got it made. You're on the way. Love always, always won. God is always watching and helping us align. She says that many cycles have been happening as well. Many cycles in balancing out all things. And we have funny human words like balancing out the divine masculine and feminine is what the spiritual people might say. Or we're awakening and stepping forward and cleansing and clearing our energy fields over and over and over, right? And she says, please know that I will be, I'm hand in hand with you. So I will be watching as well when you keep evolving and stepping forward. I hope this is fun. Just a quick video about crystals, and we'll talk about another one here shortly. Thank you. Anyone need any crystals? I can send you some. If you want to purchase anything, you can let me know and I can see if I can find it for you.